Good morning, guys. We're gonna do a big project this morning. I'm so excited for these new transfers, and this was one that when I saw it on the cover of our new catalog, I knew where I was gonna put this one. I've been saving this window frame for something special. So this is what we're gonna do this morning. I've already cut the pieces apart, got them laid out how I'm gonna do them. And I think everything is gonna be just fine like this. I'm gonna measure this. Let me move that. I'm gonna measure this to see if we have where our center is. Okay, 13. Okay, I think that's gonna be perfect. All right. So if you don't know what this is, if you're watching this for the first time, this is called Couture. And these are reusable transfers. They're similar to a stencil, but a lot different because they have a screen in them. So when you put your chalk paste down and you squeegee it off, it leaves a really nice surface. So I've been asked if you can use regular stencils with this chalk paste, and you actually can, but it just doesn't leave as nice of a surface. So I'm going to measure that once again and get my center. My center should be 13. Okay, my center of that is the H. Yep, perfect. Okay. So I'm going to press this down, get all my little air bubbles out, and then I'm going to use our bright white on this. You want it to be the consistency of yogurt or sour cream. If it's too thick when you open it, then you want to add just a few squirts of water and stir it up. And I'm going to just put a little bit right there, and then I'm going to use one of our smaller squeegees to just smooth this out. This surface on this window frame is painted blackboard and a chalkboard, basically. I purchased this from one of our local crafters in the fall, and last night I got it ready. I waxed the surface because I don't want my new transfers sticking. So I'm just going to peel this. I'm going to get one corner loose, and then I'm going to get the other, and I'm going to go sideways. And I'm just going to slowly peel this up. And because these are large transfers, I have an entire sink of water over here. I have one of the big double sinks, so I have it ready for this large part. You know, make sure that it's back down to room temperature. These little guys are just going to go right on the side. They're going to cover a little bit of the words, so I'm going to take a scrap piece of the backer sheet to protect the edges so that it doesn't pull up. This is just something that I do. I'm going to cover the edges of these letters. And I'm just fuzzing this on my shirt just one time since I've waxed my board. One should be sufficient, two if you really want to. I'm gonna figure out where that's gonna be. It's gonna be just like center right there. I'm gonna lay this down. And then I'm gonna carefully place that. I'm going to do the same on this side. You just peel it off your backer sheet just like that. And on the backs of these, I've put an X, and an X just tells me don't put this back onto that side because it will stick. So I'm going to try to get this lined up perfect here too. And then I'm going to lay this down. Those will also help you lift it. So it serves two purposes. This is going to be done in our candy red. Well, it's actually candy apple. So it's our red, but it's called candy apple. And you just need a little bit. This one I can use our, like a squeegee that's been cut in half. Just smooth that out. Put the extra back into the jar. These transfers are reusable. You want to take good care of them. So as soon as you're done peeling it off, then it needs to go into the water bath so the chalk paste does not dry. As long as you take good care of these will last you a long time. Chalk Couture says 8 to 12 times, but mine have lasted a lot more than that. Okay, I'm going to dry that so I don't accidentally put my hand in it. You want to make sure you're not heating up your transfer. It will distort them, it will make them shrink, and it will damage them for good. Okay, let me see. All right, this isn't actually going to touch that sill. I'm not that concerned. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't still hot. Okay, my center, I think that's fairly close. My center is 13. My center of this is, let's see, is 8.5. So right by the A. So this just needs to go over just, or I can measure these too. It that way. Okay. So this is a larger transfer to fuzz. So what you would want to do is use a towel and do half of it at once. So just peel it back, stick half of your transfer onto the towel. Peel the other side, do the same thing. Okay, and then you can peel the backing off the transfer. Set that to the side. Okay, then we're gonna line this back up how it was. Let me see. Okay, and I have need to move my sheep that's underneath because he's going to be in the way. I'm just going to set these to the side for now. I'm going to pull my sheep back. I'll set him over here out of the way for right now. Okay, I'm going to measure this one more time. Just make sure. Okay, so 13 is our center. It looks like it needs to go over just a touch. I'm going to smooth that out. This one I'm going to use Aquamarine. This is a retired color, but I have a lot of it, so I really like this. It kind of matches our transfers. So I'm going to use our handled squeegee for this. It's great for big areas. You just can't get crazy with it. So I'm going to initially I'm going to pull it down onto the transfer. Pulling down. to cover these letters, and then I'm going to go sideways. And I can see that I got some off the edge, but no problem because this is water soluble. It's easy to clean. So I'm scraping the rest back into my jar, because you can reuse this on the next project. I'm going to peel my transfer. I love the distressed letters. Some people may not like that, but I think it's pretty cool. So I'm going to peel this back. I'm going to be really careful when I get to the end. I'm going to make sure that I grab the end so it doesn't curl up and stick to itself. All right, so I'm going to clean that up. I'm just going to take a little paper towel and I'm going to just wipe that, and it's gone. So don't worry if you have a little oopsie on there. These all can be cleaned up. It looks like there's something in the center of the M, and I don't, oh, on the picture that's actually there. Okay, so I'm going to dry this. I'm going to return it to room temperature. Put it on just so it's just the air blowing, no heat. I'm going to make sure. Okay, so now we're going to do our sheep, and he's going to be our challenge because he's very big. So the first thing to do is we are going to fuzz this transfer on a towel. So we're going to do the same way. We're going to peel it back and just start at the corner and just get it so that it starts to go. If you flip it with your fingernail, usually works really well. Just start pulling. You don't want to pull diagonal. You want to get both corners and then peel that back. Flip it over onto your towel so that you're fuzzing that. Peel the towel off. You do this however it works for you. So you're just taking just a little bit of the fuzzy off. This is so large that I'm going to do this twice. I missed the top part, so let's say I'm going to do this 3 times. Okay. All right. So then I'm going to lay this back down, get my hair in there, and I'm going to do the same with the other side. Sometimes getting it started can be a problem in the beginning. Oh, I'm going to fold this under so that it makes it easier next time. And I'm going to fold this corner also. Okay, then I'm going to peel this back just halfway. And I'm going to lay my towel over it. That seemed to work better. And peel the towel up. Do it one more time. Just because it's so large, it has a lot of sticky surface on it. Okay. All right, now we're ready to stick it on here. So you're going to do this carefully so that it doesn't stick to itself. So I'm just going to peel this back like that. And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip it over. And then I'm going to line it up. And I'm concerned about this up here, the mercantile part, getting getting sticky on it and having it pull off. So I'm going to put this over the top of it. I'm going to eyeball this. One more little piece in there. I've just put S on here, so this is scrap. So I know this is not a backer. It's scrap. Let me measure this to see how close we are. Larger transfers, it's a little difficult to see because it stops right here. It's not just the sheep, it's actually this. So my center's about right there. My center of my board is the same. Okay, so I will just start smoothing this, and I can see that I have air bubbles in there. So I'm going to start from the center and go out to this side, lifting it if I need to. I'm going to do the same over here. You can feel, you'll be able to feel if there's any bumps in there. Some people use a squeegee, but I've heard it's not great for it. So this little guy here, this is all going to be bright white, and we're going to use a lot of it. So I'm gonna grab a couple of wet paper towels in case we need them. We might need that to rehydrate it. So I just dip the paper towels into my water and squeeze all the water out. These are just damp. So just in case this starts to dry on me, I have these ready to put on top of it. If I don't need it, I'll use them for cleanup, no problem. So just stir your paste, make sure that it is the right consistency. White tends to be thicker. It just is, that's the way it is. We're gonna need a lot of this. So I'm gonna spread it and we're gonna work quickly. I'm gonna use another one of our handled squeegees. And this actually makes it go really quick. You can fill a large area very quickly. And then let's put this back into our jar so we can use this again. Don't want to waste it. And we want a nice smooth surface. So you're going to go over this a couple of times. Okay, just like that. All right. So now is the fun. So I'm going to peel it, and the corners that I have folded under, I'm going to make it a little bit easier to peel this. Oh, this is awesome. I love it. It's always so exciting to do new things. Okay, when we get to the end here, I'm going to go really careful so it doesn't pop up onto itself. And this is going right into my sink over here. So big. I'm just swishing him around a little bit to get him under the water. All right, yay. So exciting. We got little bits of, it's actually the paint from the frame. This wasn't a perfect chalkboard, but I love it. So I went with it. Gonna get him all dry. Well, I've been calling it a him, it may be a her, who knows. All right. This heat gun that I use is great. It works really fast. It's from Uline. It's not cheap, but hey, if you want something great, that's the one to get. So now we're going to put our words back over here. The great thing is you don't have to do this just like you see a sample. You can do it to fit your board. If you need to cut your pieces, cut your pieces. I wanted this on here. I really loved what they did, but my board is a different shape. So you just figure out how is it going to work for you, and laying it out and cutting it. Don't worry, you can cut this, and if you need to tape it off, if it's too close to the edge, then you just use some of the blue painter's tape. So that's what I'm going to do first. I'm going to work on this part, on the quality dry goods. I am going to do quality first, and I'll dry it, and then I'll do the dry goods. And I'm doing it just at a little angle. I'm going to do this one also in, these are both going to be in the Candy Apple Red. And they are just going to be at, obviously I'm shedding today. I have hair on this. Don't want hair on your transfer. That's going to be Candy Apple Red. Okay, so this is really close to the edge. You just take a little piece of the blue painter's tape and put it on there so that when you're putting your chalk paste, you don't go crazy and get it over. I know how I am. Okay, so we don't need very much of this. We just need a little bit. I'm going to do them both. It's going to be really quick. And I have my small squeegee from before. Just going to use that to just smooth that out. Put the extra back into the jar. And I'm going to pull this transfer. Put this in my water bath. If I had room, I would have my water bath next to me, but this project is really large. I actually had to put my camera stand up on top of stuff so that I could get the view of this whole window. I just wanted to be able to show you guys how easy it actually is to do these larger projects. Don't be intimidated by them. It's step by step. And even though I'm not working in this other area, I'm drying it because I don't want to put my hand on it and mess it up. Returning it to room temperature. The great thing is, if I did mess this up, I could just wipe it off and start over because this is water soluble. You can just wipe it and restart. If you want it to be permanent, then you would put a sealer. I am going to line this up, and then I'm going to put a little piece of the backer under it, making sure it wasn't still hot. Okay, so I'm trying to get the same angle, but may not get exact. That's okay. I'm going to use the same little piece of painter tape. I'm just going to tore it in half. Just need a little bit. Put that right there. Dab on a little bit of the red. That's our Candy Apple Red. I use that. I have tons because I use it for Christmas and I stocked up. Okay, and then I'm going to just pull this off, put this into the water bath. Okay, I'm going to dry that. I just like to dry it when I'm doing these videos. I am what they call a messy crafter. I stick my hands in things. I constantly have paint under my nails. It's just the way it is. I have it on my elbows. I have it on my clothes. It is just me. So just kind of trying to see where the center of this is, because the true center is not the center of and. The true center is right here. So the center of my board is about right there too. So pretty good at eyeballing it, but I like to double check sometimes. This is a big sign, and you know what? If it's off a little bit, it's not going to kill me. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to lay that right down there. I want it to show. So maybe, okay, let me measure it again before I press it down. Make sure I put it back in the same place. No, I did not. Need to go over just a little bit. Right about there. It doesn't look even with the bottom of the sheep. 13, right there. Needs to go. Actually needs to still, you know what? I am not going to worry about it. It's going to go right there. That's fine. So I'm going to put a little bit of the backer right here, because that part I'm going to press down. This is going to be in our Aquamarine, and I'm going to just put this on here. Don't need much, just a couple of little dabs. And then I have a tiny squeegee I'm going to use. This is one of our little minis. Just going to smooth that out. You could use a multi-tool, also would work. Our multi-tool, they are the long ones that you can stir the chalk paste with, and you can clean your jar with. I'm going to smooth this out, and don't have much excess. I didn't put a ton on there. That looks good. And then I'm going to pull that. Awesome. Yay. All right. What do you think? It may not be perfectly centered, but I'm okay with that. You need to get past those things. Don't be hard on yourself. It's okay. This is your project. You do it the way you want to do it. If you're really upset about it, you can wash it off. You can redo it. So if you would like to know more about Chalk Couture, I'm going to leave the link to my website below, or you can always message me, ask me questions. This is in our new catalog, as well as a bunch of other ones. And if you go to my website, all of these are on there. Let's see. Oh, it's just dry. He had a little bit of red on his belly. So thank you for joining me. I've got to get my day started. Got some work to do. And I appreciate you taking time watching this. I know it was really long, but this is an awesome project. And I'll put a picture of the finished project so you can actually see the entire window. So have a great day.